What's up, guys? Hip Hop Zebra back with another awesome video, and today is going to be another review, just like Infinity War or Endgame, but not a movie. It's actually music, just like Astro World and all that other stuff. It is Igor, pronounced Igor, I guess, and this is Tyler the Creator's sixth, I guess you could say project, because I don't know if Bastards really considered it an album because it wasn't officially released, but nonetheless, it's his sixth project he's made out of all music, so I consider it his sixth in general, because he even retweeted it saying this is the sixth one. But nonetheless, I was very excited from the minute that Sony released the thing saying that, oh, he'll release some music before June 30th, so I was thinking, I was hoping late May, and luckily enough, it came even before that. I'd say mid-May is right now when we have it right now, because today's May 17th, and it dropped today. But, yeah, when he announced it, May 6th, I think he posted a little video, announcement with the two album covers. I was just like, oh, it's gonna be amazing. As in, like, the time leading up to it's gonna be amazing, and everything that's gonna come after it, because it's a new era, pretty much. Like, what he does is he starts after a new project. He even tweeted it. It's like a new era. This is Igor, and that's the best way to put it. That after a new project comes out by him, everything just changes. It's not like everything's all flowery and all bright neon colors. Well, maybe it will be like that. I don't really know much about like what the plan is for like merchandise and all that jazz and other things, like what he wears and all that stuff. But Flower Boy was like everything was just like vibrant colors, like oranges, yellows, reds, bright greens, and for reference, comparing to that, like all the Flower Boy colors and stuff, to now, today just dropped 3 pairs of shoes. They're all fuzzy ones, I guess you could say. And bright red, almost like candy red, and then a neon, like a vibrant purple, I don't know what you'd call it, like a ravenish color, if that makes sense, and then like a coffee brown, like a light, like latte coffee brown. Those 3 shoes dropped today, and what's dope is they come with they come with a button and a sticker if you buy a pair, and they're only 100, so that's not bad considering he usually doesn't give anything like that with pairs of shoes, and they're the same price as normal ones for retail. So if you like those, not my type, but if you like them, go get them. Nonetheless, I'm getting sidetracked. Igor. So I usually don't get too excited over like music coming out and thinking, oh, this is worth not sleeping tonight, and or getting little to no sleep and staying up till 12 a.m. the Thursday before it releases. And this was different because I just felt like something was gonna be different, and he was gonna. When you hear the teasers, if you heard any of them before, I'll probably link them if you want to listen to them. They sound like it's like taking the new with the old and putting them together to make something amazing, because you can feel like a sense of cherry bomb in some like the beats and stuff, and that's a big part of this album is the beats, but I'll talk more about that after. But nonetheless, it starts more with like people started comparing it to Cherry Bomb too, which I hate them like saying like, oh, this is the second version of this, because it's not going to be like Flower Boy. He even replied saying, no bastard, there's no goblin, there's no wolf, no Cherry Bomb, no Flower Boy. This is Igor, and it's the best way to put it, because going into it, I was just really excited, and the night was like almost running on, but when 12 o'clock came, I did exactly what he asked, because he was just like, if you can, and please just do this out of like courtesy, I guess, listen to the album first with no distractions, no like TV, no text messaging, no watching videos, all that stuff. So I was just like, yeah, I'll just sit in my bed and like he even worded it, sponge it all up and just take it all in like he wanted it to. At least the first time, because he says for the first time, just listen to it, no skipping, no nothing, no looking at anything. Just almost make your own memories, he said. Make your own memories. Like, think of a song, and if it brings you back to so-and-so time, or makes you think of something that might happen in the future, or an idea you have, then go with it. But nonetheless, first time hearing it, I listened to like all of it, just like in the 40 minutes that runtime total thing is, I was just like coming out of it like, he was right. This is nothing like everything he's done before. This is no Cherry Bomb, because Cherry Bomb was just like a bunch of ideas, which he even called this, I guess you could say, he called this just some ideas. But this is no way at all related to Cherry Bomb, because everything here is no like character. I mean, maybe it's considered a character Igor, but it doesn't have any ties to Flower Boy, Cherry Bomb, Wolf Haley, and Sam and Dr. TC. All that stuff is in their own universe, or whatever you call it, little spot. This is almost a love story, and the feelings and emotions that come with love and from beginning to end, I guess you could say, people were seeing it. It's almost just like starting a relationship, feeling this way towards a person, and these emotions start flowing out, and then at some point it peaks almost, you could say, and some things go bad, and then slowly gets worse and worse, and you either overcome it or you can't overcome it, and you're just like obsessed with that person almost, and that's the best way to put it. Is he's just spilling his guts, and that's another thing I was saying. This is a very personal side of Tyler because he's just telling us stuff that, I mean, he did reply. I said in 2018 in an interview, I don't remember which place it was. He said someone asked, "Are you in a relationship, or how are you feeling about love, or anything, something about love in general?" And he goes, "I don't want to talk about that. That's for the next project." Pretty much saying that this will be like a love story and what comes with love after, before, and all that stuff. But that's why I was saying this is a very something new of like from Tyler, because he doesn't really spill his guts that much. Last time on Flower Boy obviously was a new thing where he tried telling us like how he was feeling, almost that lonely state in mind, which was why it was so crazy how this song, like all the album as a whole, could be so beautiful but have a message that's so like sad and depressing in a sense. But he did that amazing. That's why I was like having really high hopes after that, and not to say I was underwhelmed with this, because I definitely don't think it was overhyped. I think it meets the point exactly where I want it to be. So to start it off, let's just talk about the tracks one by one. Igor's theme, that was the first teaser with all the guys just staring like and the beat is eerie, like I love that, like, and from there it just gets better. Like the drums, that's another thing about this album. The drums, the synth, and the bass are three things I love so much in songs. I don't know why, I've always loved how drums sound in music, and synth just makes it even better because it reminds me of like 80s vibes and stuff. And the bass, if you're in your car, like, and you're just your system for speakers is just like boosting the bass. I can't speak because this song is just like got a crazy background and it sounds so well, almost like an intro. That's why it's called the theme. It's just like you start and it slowly gets into more and more heavier like feelings and details, and almost introduces you to what's to come. Because I don't really know too much how this relates to love, this song. Maybe it's not. I know the lyrics are all around town gonna feel this wave or something like that, but almost like making an impact. That's why I feel like it's just an impact of him starting this album and stuff. But nonetheless, I really like that song. I like the second half especially more. There's like the last 30 seconds of it has an amazing just instrumental. Like this would be an amazing thing for him to drop. Just remember he did Cherry Bomb instrumentals. I think he should do that with this one because everyone's going to be going crazy. Especially for the next song, which is Earthquake, I guess you could say, with the F instead of TH for Earth. This song is amazing. Also, one more thing before I forget. Little Uzi Vert has vocals in the background of Igor's theme, so if you like him and stuff and you think that's amazing, because I think it's amazing how we got him and Cardi on, I guess you could call it like a soul funk track, or album in general, because this is just like something you wouldn't really expect Little Uzi Vert to take a part on. But what's even better is how he's on it. But nonetheless, Earthquake, this is tied for my favorite song with the next one, but nonetheless, I think it's probably just a little bit under because the other one just has an amazing beat, just like this one. The drums are amazing, and the bass, because I was playing this in my car earlier, or a car I was in, and it sounds amazing when the whole car just like bumps it. It's just like boom, boom, boom around you, and the chorus is amazing, and just like that one line, "You make my earthquake," and I bet he goes after, "You make my heart break." It's just, I don't know why, but he was worried about him singing on Flower Boy, but now that he's trying it out and like adjusting his voice, it sounds amazing because I really like that song. And Cardi's verse, you wouldn't expect it, like how would Cardi actually sound on this, but Cardi is amazing because I don't know, I think he just goes so well with like that beat in the background. He even refers to Whoa Vicky, which is pretty funny and stuff, and he's just funny enough. He was supposed to be on, I think it was November, yeah, because it was the Take Me Back part. It was supposed to be Cardi on that, but nonetheless, I'm happy that even though 2 years later, not even, but they finally got together to make a song because this is amazing. So nonetheless, I really love this song and everything that comes with it because it's just like, it gets you in that hype. It gives me a sense of joy, and that's what I like about this track in general. This track in general, because it just has that amazing. It's something I always love in music. Like I said, with like when it's something loud, but also like has a good message and stuff. And that one line at the end, he goes, "Don't leave." I love how that sounds. Like it almost like repeats in my head. Like the music that you think about when you're like just daydreaming. But nonetheless, I love that song. Next one is I Think, which is probably my favorite, if I'm being completely honest, because I don't know, something about the beat, and I loved Earthquake's beat, but this one I think takes the cake just for how it reminds me a lot of Kanye West Stronger, which you'll get a lot of Kanye West 808s and Heartbreak vibe on this one, as well as a couple other things from Pharrell, which is another influence. He has a big part in this, I guess you could say, for like what made Tyler want to do this like type of beat, sort of like relying on instrumental, but still making it amazing. Because I think has this one message that it keeps rolling around in like the song, and it keeps coming around. I think I'm falling in love. Hope this time it's the real one. I think he says something like that, but. Just the beat reminds me also of Rasputin from Boney M, and something is eerie on this, almost just like a running, like something's running at you, like dun 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 dun, and I don't know why, but it's just mesmerizing. Hearing that song today in the morning, like 12:30 maybe, I was just like, this is awesome. Like this was giving me, because these are the first 3 tracks, they were giving me such high hopes for the like what was to come. And when I first saw 12 songs, I was a little worried, especially because I was wondering hopefully they're really long songs or like medium type songs for length, but nonetheless it's a good pace, and I think everything just comes out on top and nails what it's trying to be, which is something new. It's completely different. It's just out of the box, and I love the experimental part of this. It really reminds me of Anderson .Paak, and Anderson .Paak he's been doing this for like 3 years and more. But he and in Ventura especially, and a little bit Oxnard, has like really experimental parts of his beats, and they're just like chill, slow R&B vibes that also he raps over them, which is amazing. That's what Tyler does in this. That's why Tyler is really bringing out like a new side of him. That's why I see like this side of him as Anderson .Paak, because it's just insane, because he's also working with Pharrell, just like Pharrell was on that one song, I think Midnight or Twilight on Ventura. Nonetheless, I think is an amazing song, and if I'm being honest, I love the lyrics on all of them, but this one, it stands out as well, just for some of the things they're like one-liners, and I love that. But next track is a interlude, I guess, from Gerard Carmichael, which is a really good friend of Tyler's. He also did the interview for Flower Boy talking about it. It's exactly what you run from, you end up chasing, which is, he says like that line, and I think he just goes like a little bit into it, how like what you fear the most is what you're really going after, and that's just like another message for, I guess, like the deeper layer of this. Like it sets around like, oh, this is just like everything's getting deep in this one. I don't know the best way to put it, but I like Gerard Carmichael's voice, and he almost reminds me of Shane Powers on Sometimes, and I think a couple other ones on Flower Boy. But I kind of like a narrator almost, but like being like a minor voice in the background, not like every single song talking, because he has a couple spots, but he's not like in every single line, and he's not talking that often. It's just a couple little like things. It almost sounds like it's from an interview, so that's why I'm guessing it is. But then there's Running Out of Time, which almost starts right after exactly what you running from, you end up chasing. That one starts like, it almost like has a really good transition from the ending, and it starts like the beat and the end of what you run from with Gerard going into like the crazy beat, and this one's just like telling you like you almost get these feelings of this person, and you want to spend the time you have on this earth with them, because you feel like you're gonna run out of time and you don't really know what's gonna happen after this. So it's just like living the moment almost, just like it's like he said on Flower Boy, enjoy right now today, and just when you get those feelings, you almost don't want to lose them. That's why he's worried so much about how much time he has left. And I guess this message in the song really gets to me. Well, it came to my head when I like listened to it, lyrics more like deep, and actually took the time to like think of what this actually has, like a message, almost like November, like what would happen if all this stuff happened, and then I'd be screwed almost, because you like hit like a low spot, but it was just like thinking for the future almost. That song is pretty good. The beat is alright, I guess. I don't know, it's not my favorite, but there's a lot of like really heavy hitting ones on this one, and that's one of them just for the message. New Magic Wand also teased with him on the stage in the yellow suit dancing, then he runs away in front of the people and stuff. That one has an eerie vibe, almost like the Igor stuff, with just him talking really quickly about please don't leave me, and almost getting that vibe, like I was saying, like attached, like you don't want this person to go away, because you feel like, oh, they're a part of you, and they just best way to put it, they're just like something you want to protect and take care of. And also at the end of that one, another, just like the Igor's theme, has a really nice part of the instrumental where it almost changes up a little bit, but I like the switch ups in the songs a lot. That one's a really good one as well. Rocky, I'm pretty sure, is on that as well. So he sounds really nice, like a little like saying something about Magic Wand in the background. I like that eerie voice. Next up is A Boy Is a Gun, also teased. I was thinking when someone commented on Tyler's post, this is going to be called Don't Shoot Me Down, because it says it even in this song a lot, don't shoot me down. But no, it's called A Boy Is a Gun, and that makes sense considering he literally uploaded the video with that title. But a lot through this song you hear gunshots and stuff, and that makes sense obviously because like the message "boy's a gun," he's shooting you down almost, and that's the message, don't shoot me down. But I kind of like it's almost weird, like it's like rigid hearing gunshots in a song, but it also clicks well with the message of like this feeling like, oh, this person's just gonna screw me over and I'm gonna get shot by them again, and they're just gonna, in the sense of like I keep running to them, but I know it's gonna happen, and that's what I feel like he's talking about, because he's saying like a boy's a gun, like the boy he loves is just shooting him down almost. But that one's a really good. I love the beat and the sample use on that one. That one just hits. Not like I said before, it hits hard, but this one, I really like the sample, and that song as well, even by itself, just the one they use. I think it's a pretty old song. I have to like find it on, probably link it below, but I really like that song for just for like that one line, "You so motherfucking dangerous," and then he just says it a couple other times, and then that like little like high pitched voice, almost like Frank on Blonde. I like that a lot. Puppet, very good song. I like the message. Like I feel like you make almost every move I make, and you're a big part in my decisions, and I almost am just attached to you in the sense that all strings are attached because you're the hand above that's controlling what I do and everything. But the message is, like, it came to my head really quickly when I listened to it twice, because everything in this album, if you listen to it twice, it all just makes more sense, and the message just, everything combines to make an awesome, I guess, storyline. That's what I could call it. But he says it's not really, like, a story you want to, like, keep thinking of it like that. He just said to, like, take it what you want. Like, think of this how you want it to be. But then he goes, I'm your puppet, you're the hand that controls me, and then Kanye comes in on it halfway through, and he sounds crazy. And I guess these aren't really features. A friend of mine told me they're just, like, samples he used, but I don't think they're, like, from other songs. So I think it's, like, samples implemented into them, but he doesn't consider them features because he did all of the work on the actual album. So he wants to just say this is his project, but these people wanted to take part in it, so they also were there, but he doesn't consider them features, I guess. Nonetheless, really good song. I like that second half as well. I like a lot of the second halves in these songs. I noticed that really quickly, that when they start to like slow down the beat and it gets more eerie, but also it has like just no sing. It's like instrumentals. I love instrumentals and just how you can use them for anything. You can even put them in the background of my video. I could probably have one in the background right now. It's just like I don't know, I just love these ones, especially how they sound. That's why I was saying he better drop a whole thing of just instrumentals, because Earthquake and I Think are going to be amazing. Next up, What's Good? That was the one with him in the tuxedo and the pink background when he's fighting himself pretty much, and he just looks like he's fighting as like a ghost or something. He goes crazy on this song. This is one of the ones where I was saying, this is going to be crazy at concerts now. He's going to just go like super insane. And the whole crowd, if you're in a pit, that song, everyone's going to be jumping, you're going to get trampled. That's why, because it's like, how the fuck you crying with the mic off? And he's just, I don't know how, but he nails every single side of this album, from the heartfelt slow songs to the really fast ones, giving messages that are like almost sad but make sense to you and you can relate to them, to like ones where he's just going off on you, like he just calls you a red-nosed clown. It's just awesome. And then the second half of that as well, instrumentals changes up a little bit, and it's like almost like a synthesizer, which I love. And I was one of the things I was saying about the drums and the synthesizers are amazing. That song's awesome. Next one, Gone Gone / Thank You. This one I'm pretty sure has CeeLo Green as vocals, and this other person, Santi Gold. I think she's also on New Magic Wand. She was also on Lights On from the Grinch soundtrack. Amazing song. Listen to that song. And Ryan Beatty, he's also on one of these. I think he's on the last one. But Gone Gone, it's like, my love's... that was really bad. Jesus. My love's gone. It almost just like... I don't know how to put it. It's just like saying he's like missing the person, and he's just like saying the lover that he loved is gone, and he just almost misses them, but almost doesn't. I don't know how the best way to put it. But the thank you side of it, when I first heard this, I was like, is this the end of the album? Is this, because like it sounds like an actual ending when he keeps saying like thank you for all the things you've done for me and everything. It just seemed like an ending, to tie up the album, and almost like a happy ending. But I'm happy that that's not where it ends, because it gets way better, and that's like another good beat, but like I don't know, it's not the best. But Gone Gone is definitely one I like more than Thank You. But I like how he still keeps the track 10 being the split one. Next one is I Don't Love You Anymore. I love the little like high-pitched voice or altered nonetheless, like little like I don't love you anymore. I don't know, that just goes so well with the beat in this one. And I don't remember who's actually on this one. It might be Ryan Beatty, and all the vocals and like the background people singing in this are amazing. That's why I was saying like this one, I love how it's almost like a hiccup sort of, if it makes sense to me. I mean, I don't know if it makes sense to you, but hiccup, like when it just like keeps like hiccup, hiccup, and it's just like I don't love you anymore, I don't love you anymore, I don't love you anymore, all that stuff. Like when it almost repeats itself, it gets the point across better. To me, I love that song. Are We Still Friends is one of the best ways to end an album, and I think it might be his best ending song ever, because it literally reminds me of Love on the Brain from Rihanna, but with like a 50s twist to it. You know why? Because like it's such a slow song, and you'd never think Tyler the Creator, one who used to be screaming about like effing people over and like stuff them in the trunk and stuff, like crazy things, would go to here just like, are we still friends? It's crazy. I don't know, something about it just hit me hard, like I said before. But this one, I was like, that's a beautiful ending. I just love how that sounds, and the chords on that are amazing. The guitar on it, I just love that one especially. That one has a place in me right now. So another things to just talk about are like I did the no distractions, obviously, so it lets me appreciate music more. That's why I think he wanted to do, to like just appreciate this one for what it is, not for something it's supposed to be compared to, because it's not. It's just supposed to be itself. Less is more, because 12 tracks doesn't seem like a lot, but in reality, it actually ran a lot longer than I thought it would have been. I thought it would just been like over in legit half an hour. And while it's 40 minutes instead of 30, I still think it's perfect, because if I was like riding from like my town to like 3 towns over, it's just, you could literally listen to the whole thing in a car ride, which to me is really like awesome. Just like a little like driving sort of. It reminds me of a drive, like the goods and bads hitting the potholes and red lights stopping you and going faster, and the speedways and the highways, all that stuff. I don't know why, but it just gives me that vibe of driving to a destination you don't even know yet where you're going. Another thing to say, amazing production by Tyler. Like, if this is all arranged by him and how he sung it and performed and produced it, like, he must have spent so much time over the last 2 years making this. Even though it may seem like a little bit, just listen to every single, try to count how many sound effects or little beats and effects you hear in one song, because I'm sure you'll find like over 100 different little synthesizers and waves and things. It's just crazy how much like layered this is, and that's what I'll call it, a small little layered cake. That's the best way to describe this album, because I love cake, and this is the best piece of cake I've had for music wise. Nonetheless, great use of the drums, the synths and the bass. They all combine really well. Some of them don't go as well in some songs, and they're almost like bass and drums go together, and then the synths are like almost at the other half of the song that goes slower and just like slow, wavy, and this one's just like throwing a rock at a window. It just bang, 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 and it goes hard. That's why I was like, this is amazing mixture of everything he's done so far, but almost everything's new in it. I don't know how to describe it, but it feels like a little bit of every hour I've heard in the I like a lot of music from like 80s, 90s, 70s, 60s, all that stuff. The 60s vibe I get from like Are We Still Friends and I Don't Love You Anymore, a little bit New Magic One, almost like the slower drums. 70s I get more of the vibe with like Earthquake, just like the guitar and then the synthesizer on What's Good. That reminds me of 70s, late 70s, almost 80s, and then the 80s I get that from a little bit of Earthquake. I think actually has the best one of that for the 80s vibe. Puppet also a little bit. 90s I get more of Gone Gone, but like my love's gone. I can't do that. That's a high pitched note. CeeLo Green, props to you. That's crazy. Thank you, a little bit of that. And then Igor's theme reminds me of like late 90s, almost 2000s. It's just, this is just my like not predictions, but like where I think these songs fit in eras. But I like how he almost put all the eras into one thing, because I love like listening to music from nowadays rap to like 90s rap, and then 70s like funk, soul, and 80s just pop beats. It's crazy. And I love how he put that in, almost like Cherry Bomb, but I'm not going to say it's like Cherry Bomb, because this is nothing like Cherry Bomb. The amazing features on this one, oh my god. He has Santi Gold, he has, I'm pretty sure a little bit of, what's his name, Kanye on a couple of songs, Playboy Cardi, amazing Earthquake, Frank Ocean is on at least one of them, Little Uzi in the beginning, and Ryan Beatty is amazing. Just like Lights On almost predicted this album with like the vibe of like the synthesizer and like the drums and the synthesizer, and then it also had Sandy Gold and Ryan Beatty. Just like this whole album has both of them at least on one song each, which is pretty cool. He almost teased it, which sounds dumb to say teased, but like that I love that song, and that just puts me in a good mood. And this whole album puts me in a good mood. It like almost like the ups and downs, and it ends on a good note. It's something new. That's the best way to put this album. It's like people like, oh, this isn't. And people literally commented on like Instagram posts about it, saying, oh, this is trash. It's not like the old Tyler. I missed the old Tyler. He literally said it's nothing like everything he's done before. He wanted to just branch out and diversify and almost go. I say branch out, but also go back to his roots because he really loves nerd, and I guess Kanye has a really big influence on him, especially why he had him on both this one and Cherry Bomb. So he's like. He's almost working with his idols on one project, which I think is amazing, and his friends like Playboy Cardi and not Kid Cudi, A$AP Rocky. Those are just two really good friends of him, and he's always loved their music. So he's just putting them in there and making it like the icing on the cake, and it's just amazing. And then, like I said before, a very personal side of Tyler is shown on this one because not only does he talk about the ups and downs of the relationship, but he talks about like how he feels and it like, yeah, I don't love you anymore. You're done to me, but do you still want to be friends? Also, I miss what we used to have because my love's gone, and thank you for what we had. But I used to be your puppet, and I don't want to be on your strings anymore, so snip that off. And you're like a gun because you're just going to shoot me down and keep ruining my life in a sense. I need a new magic wand. I don't know how that works, but you're just going to shoot me with some lasers or something. I'm running out of time because I feel like I'm on a limit, and I just want to live my life with you right now because live in the moment. What I run from, I end up chasing, so I run from you because I think you're bad for me, you're toxic almost, but you're also the one I just keep chasing back to. So I think, anyways, that you are just a nice person in general. I'm just putting all the song titles into one big thing. I think that you're an awesome, like, soulmate almost type of thing, and I think that I'm in love, and I think I'm feeling this actual, like, emotion that everyone says is amazing, but I still haven't, like, found the true person. And then you make my earthquake because everything about you is just amazing in that sense, but at the same time, you're destructive because you destroy everything in my life, even though I keep wanting to go back because it's almost a good sensation, but it's destroying everything about me. And then the theme song, just almost like just an eerie way to like describe, that just puts the whole entire perspective of how this album is, just like eerie, and then gets sort of like bumpier and bass boosted and stuff. I love that song. I love every song on here. Literally, listening to it, I found some songs sounded a little similar, but that was just because I had never heard it before. So obviously, listening to it more and more times, you feel, oh, this is so different, and this one sounds nothing like this one in reality. It's just like first hearing, I was kind of tired, I guess you could say, because it was 12 in the morning. I hadn't gotten any sleep before that, and I didn't go to bed till 2:30 because I was just listening to this whole thing multiple times just to get the whole vibe in it in my head. And I love this. Everything about this is amazing. 2 years in the making. That's crazy, especially with like how he got the idea to just make like a love album, but almost like an anti-love album. I saw some things he's dropping, the merchandise and the album and the vinyl and the CD and all that cassette tape. Everything is going to be amazing. This year will be amazing for Tyler because new stuff means new things to do, new albums, new music to play, new merchandise to drop, new people to like hang out with almost and get Instagram. And now you can actually be social on social media because he was gone for 4 months on Instagram, which I know it doesn't matter that much because he has a spam account, but he stopped in February, so that's all I'll say. He was quiet because he was gonna tease this, and it came out of nowhere and dropped like a bomb. So I just, in general, this album is amazing. I will be listening to this for a long ass time, and I'll be repeating this or looping it almost because I just keep wanting to come back to this and hear a couple songs because you're like the key pieces right now of music that I like. These ones are the best things in music right now to me because I really love the beats and the lyrics and how he almost lets the beats take over the lyrics and just let it do its magic and stuff. The new magic wand, just going crazy with everything about it. In the end, let's just give it a rating. 9 out of 10 because the production is amazing. He did all the work. He just like put so much effort into this, and he had that message that he wanted to show. He didn't care what everyone else wanted for him next, like a pop album or all that jazz. This is not a pop album. This is Igor, as in this is everything he wanted to make, so he made it anyway. And I consider this a tree because it's branching out with the crazy things he's never done before, like the crazy eerie beats and stuff. But at the same time, it goes back into the roots of his people he loved, like Nerd and stuff, and Kanye, and all those inspirations for him. And it just worked out so well. That's why I love this. 9 out of 10. Please go listen to this, and if you really love it, go grab some merch. He has some things on golfwang.com. Obviously, just not gonna be like propaganda for him and just sponsor everything, or like sponsor him and say like, oh yeah, go check this out. If you don't want to, you don't have to. And if you don't like the album, that's your opinion. I've known people that don't like it that much just because they think it's weird how he's taking it. Nonetheless, though, that's my opinion. Obviously, if you did enjoy this video, hit the like button, hit that big red subscribe button. If you vote for Igor, hit the red subscribe button, obviously. Hit the bell to know whenever I upload a new video. And I will see you guys in the next video. Igor, out!
Don't leave.